I thought something was following me until it started moving like me. Every day, the delay between me and my reflection gets shorter. It never chased me, it just waited for me to catch up. The scariest part isn't being followed, it's becoming identical. Something walks beside me now, perfectly in sync. I stopped hearing footsteps behind me because they started inside him. Before we begin, if you enjoy stories like this, don't forget to subscribe, like the video, comment your thoughts, and share it with someone who loves horror. The next morning, when I was going back to work, I walked through the street and felt it again. That familiar pressure. Not behind me exactly, not in front of me, just aligned, like a second presence adjusting its stride to mine. The street was busy. Cars passing, vendors opening shutters, people rushing with coffee cups and tired faces, normal morning noise, but underneath it, a pattern, my steps, and something matching them. Step by step, half beat late, I slowed slightly, the echo slowed too. I stopped, then, one final soft step behind me, I turned around quickly. Nothing, just pedestrians moving normally, no one staring, no one suspicious. No one close enough to have made that sound. My chest tightened. Maybe it was in my head. Maybe I was listening too hard. I turned forward and kept walking, this time faster. The steps matched again. Faster. Closer. Still just slightly delayed, like someone syncing audio. When I reached the metro station, I didn't look back again, because part of me already knew. It wasn't behind me. It was overlapping me. On the platform, the crowd pressed around the yellow safety line, people scrolling phones, adjusting bags, tapping feet. I tried to breathe normally, tried to focus on the noise. The train lights appeared in the tunnel, wind rushed forward. And in the reflection of the dark glass barrier, I saw two outlines standing where I stood, perfectly aligned. One slightly darker, slightly thicker, like a shadow layered wrong. I blinked. The second outline dissolved. The train screeched in. Doors opened. People surged. I stepped inside. The metro car was crowded. Bodies pressed shoulder to shoulder. No space to move. No room to be followed. And yet, I felt breath at my ear. Warm. Close. Almost. Something whispered. I jerked sideways. A woman frowned at me. Sorry, I muttered. I looked around carefully. Everyone looked ordinary, tired commuters, nothing unnatural, nothing blurred. But when I looked at the window reflection, I wasn't breathing alone. My chest rose. Then, rose again a fraction later. My pulse spiked. I forced myself to hold my breath. The reflection's chest still lifted, on its own, slow, controlled. The train entered a dark tunnel. The window became a mirror. And for a full 10 seconds, I saw it clearly, my face, perfect, but calmer, and smiling. When the train emerged into light, it was gone. Only me, breathing too fast, sweat damp against my collar, no one else reacting, no one else seeing. Maybe it only appears when there's reflection, maybe it needs surfaces, maybe it needs... I expected the feeling to disappear at work. Routine usually resets reality. But the moment at the office, I tried to anchor myself in routine. Desk, chair, computer, keyboard. Typing felt solid, until my coworker leaned over. You came in early today, I frowned. No, I didn't. You were already here when I arrived. That's not possible, he shrugged. You were standing by the printer, just staring at it, cold spread through my stomach. What time? Like 30 minutes before your usual. I checked the time. I had no memory of those 30 minutes. None. I opened my email. 3 emails sent. From me, to clients. Professional. Clear. Structured. Perfect grammar. Perfect tone. Better than usual. I don't remember writing them. I scrolled down. There was a draft open. Not sent. It read, "You're sinking faster today." My fingers went numb. I didn't write that. I didn't even use that word out loud anymore. I deleted the draft immediately. My hands shook. All day, things felt slightly out of alignment. When I reached for my coffee mug, it was already slightly closer than I remembered placing it. When I stood to stretch, I felt resistance, like something moved half a second before I did. During lunch, I avoided reflective surfaces. I sat facing a wall, but I still felt watched, not from across the room, from the inside of my movements. Late afternoon, 3:12 p.m. My screen flickered, just once, for less than a second, and in that flicker, my webcam turned on. I saw myself on the corner preview, but my mouth was moving. I wasn't speaking, the audio was muted, but I could read the lips. Let me finish. The camera shut off instantly. I stood up so fast my chair fell backward. My co-workers stared. "You okay?" Yeah, I lied. I wasn't okay. Because it wasn't just copying anymore. It was anticipating. When I left the office that evening, I avoided the metro. I walked, long route, crowded streets, open areas. I needed space. The sun was setting, the city turning orange and grey, shadows lengthening, stretching unnaturally long. And every time I looked at my shadow, it was half a step ahead of me. I stopped. The shadow stopped. I raised my hand. The shadow raised it. But slower, almost reluctantly, as if irritated. I whispered, "Stop following me." The wind shifted. My shadow elongated suddenly, then snapped back into place. People walked past without noticing, no one reacting, no one seeing the distortion. I felt insane, but too aware to dismiss it. When I reached my building, I hesitated outside the door. The glass entrance reflected the street behind me. Empty sidewalk, dim streetlights, and directly over my shoulder, a darker shape, not visible directly, only in reflection. Its head leaned slightly toward mine, as if listening. I didn't turn around. I've learned that turning makes it vanish, and I don't want it to vanish. I want proof. I stepped inside quickly. The reflection disappeared. Inside the elevator, alone again, metal walls, mirrors, closed space, floor 6, floor 7. The reflection looked stable, normal, perfect sync, too perfect. I blinked. It blinked at the same time. No delay. That scared me more than when it lagged. Because now, there was no way to tell which one started first. Back in my apartment, I locked the door twice, checked every corner, every closet, under the bed, behind the curtains. Nothing physical, nothing tangible, just air, but heavy air. I sat on the couch without turning on the lights. Let darkness fill naturally. If it was going to move, let it move. 3:12 a.m. again. Of course. My phone buzzed. No notification visible, just vibration. Then a sound from the hallway. Soft. Footsteps. Matching mine from earlier that day. Approaching the bedroom, I stayed still. Didn't breathe loudly. The steps stopped outside my bedroom door. The handle didn't turn. Instead, I heard something else. My voice, softly, from the other side. Let me in, my throat closed. I didn't respond. Again, let me in, same tone, same pitch, same breath pattern, perfect mimic. I pressed my back against the couch. The voice shifted slightly. Impatient now. You're slowing me down. My phone vibrated again. This time a message appeared. You're resisting. I typed back for the first time in days. What happens if I don't? The reply came instantly. You stay fragmented. The hallway went quiet. No more voice, no footsteps, just stillness, but not empty stillness. Waiting stillness. I didn't sleep. I watched the bedroom door until morning light filtered through the blinds. Nothing else happened. But something changed. I could feel it, like a weight redistributed inside me. When I stood up, for a split second, I felt taller, straighter, more balanced, as if posture corrected by an unseen hand. I walked to the mirror deliberately, looked at myself carefully, eyes, mouth, breathing, everything matched, perfect sync. I raised my hand, so did the reflection. Simultaneous. I leaned closer. It leaned closer. No lag, no glitch, no delay. And then, very faintly, under my own breath, I heard a whisper, not from behind me, not from the room, from my throat. We're almost done. My lips hadn't moved, but the sound came from inside my mouth. I stumbled back, heart pounding violently. The mirror didn't distort. It didn't smile wrong. It just reflected me. Perfectly. And that's when the realization finally settled fully. It's not behind me anymore. It's not beside me. It's not across from me. It's integrated, layered, interwoven. The following stopped being external. Now it's internal synchronization. Every day it gets cleaner, every movement smoother, every reflection more accurate. Until one day there won't be a difference at all. And I won't remember what it felt like to move first. Tonight is coming again. 3:12. It always does. And I don't know what will happen when there's no delay left to measure. Because if there's no delay, there's no proof. And if there's no proof, maybe I was never alone to begin with. Maybe I was the echo. And something else has been walking slightly ahead of me this entire time, waiting for me to catch up.